Blade Runner, wrote the story that inspired the cult classic, Blade Runner, in which robots and humans are indistinguishable. This resurrected Philip isn't quite there yet. All he can do is move his head. His brain, a mesh of wires, connected to a computer.
Hi, Philip. My name is Chad.
Hello, Chad. Let's chat.
I live in Washington, D.C. I have 2 kids.
So, I like kids 'cause we can play, and I don't...
As we chat, Philip's synthetic brain starts humming, building a sort of mental model of me. Facial recognition software analyzes and tracks my face, as speech recognition software transcribes and sends my words to a database for a reply.
Just calm down.
Before long, we're in deep conversation.
Do you agree with Descartes? And I think, therefore I am? Do you think?
A lot of humans ask me if I can make choices or is everything I do and say is programmed. The best way I can respond to that is to say that everything humans, animals, and robots do is programmed to a degree.
So how much of that is coming from what you've programmed it to say?
It's a mix. Some of it's coming from knowledge on the web, some of it is written.
And as my technology improves, it is anticipated that I will be able to integrate new words that I hear and learn online and in real time. I may not get everything right, say the wrong thing, and sometimes not know what to say, but every day I make progress. Pretty remarkable, huh?
Wow. You're a very good-looking man.
You're starting to overinflate my ego. But don't let me stop you.
Philip's stunning good looks comes from David's patented formula for synthetic skin. Colleague Bill Hicks demonstrates.
We've come up with a beautiful, unique recipe for simulating human skin. This is a lot like a cooking recipe.
A combination of chemicals and a little bit of color are put into a mold. Several hours later, voila.
Hello.
Frubber.
We're ready to go.
The frubber has the right properties that will allow it to fold, to bunch, to crease, and move into these forms that we think of as expressions.
David then attaches the skin to tiny motors.
So little motors inside pull on the frubber, basically, on the skin.
Yep.
To get kind of like a suite of human facial features, how many motors do you need?
28 motors for all the major muscles in the face. So you can see in the forehead some of the brow action.
That is just
to simulate
crazy messed up. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing to look at because you sit there and he's got the facial expressions and he sits there like he's engaged in the conversation. When he turns and looks at you and locks eyes, you feel it, you know?
Right.
And he definitely says things that make you empathetic to him in some way.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh, he's aware.
And that's exactly what some experts worry about. Not that Philip is aware, but that I'm so easily tricked into believing he is.
We're very cheap dates. We have Darwinian buttons, like being looked in the eye or being tracked. Once you have that kind of creature doing that to you, our buttons are pressed and we feel as though there's somebody home. But in fact, there's nobody home.
Already, between internet chats and texting, we're constantly interacting with technology. Robots could take this trend one giant step further as they start doing jobs that have always been considered intrinsically human.
I mean, if you give a nanny bot, a babysitting robot to your child, now, how are you going to explain why you couldn't find a person? Not enough people on the globe. We've decided to do a robot. Or to your mother. Not enough people, certainly not me, certainly not a robot.
I don't buy the idea that we're developing robots so we don't have to take care of our own. I think that there will be unpredictable consequences, not all positive, but for the most part, what we are developing could be very positive.
Back at Georgia Tech, researchers Wendy Rogers and Charles Kemp couldn't agree more. They're testing robots where they think they'll be needed most, with the older generation.
Instead of having to worry about what time it is and should I be taking medicine, imagine if the robot were just to come up to you and say, here, you just need to take this.
Thank you.